Good morning, everyone. It's Libby from Master Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Warramai First Nations people, and I absolutely welcome you, your spirit guides, and my guides along with us today. Had a lovely meditation session this morning where I was just floating on this completely calm and empty ocean with source energy pouring into me. It was absolutely beautiful. So feeling the energies today, which is fantastic. However, what I want to have a look at today, there's a few bits and pieces I want to go through. Obviously, the new format's a winner, so we'll continue in that direction. I am going to go to Crimea. I did debate whether I do or don't. Just reading what's happened overnight, especially following my reading. Not Crimea, Ukraine. My reading yesterday. In regards to the actual bombing of the train line, it was activists within Crimea. It wasn't Ukraine, but it was in support of Ukraine, if you get what I mean, but it wasn't actually organised by Ukraine. What I want to have a look at is apparently the new general put in charge of the military, Sergei Surovikin. He was the Russian general involved in Syria that basically went in with brimstone and fire and indiscriminately bombed Syria into submission. He was also in charge with when there was an uprising in 1991 in Moscow in favour of pro-democracy. And there were a large number of deaths under his reign there as well. So what's happened is he's come in and his basically first day in the job was to bomb the bejesus out of Ukraine, and that's his method, is to try and fear the opposition into submission. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work with Ukraine. When I went into the energies of it, expecting words like desperation, which we know it is literally desperation, and just all aggressiveness, etc. The actual word that sprung to mind, which surprised me, was pariah. Very strongly, just pariah. And that's what Russia is heading towards, and it is something that they will struggle really desperately to come back from. They will be out in the cold for a long, long time if they let this go on, the Russian people. So the Chechen leader and the other hardliners in the country have celebrated this bombing of civilians, but the rest of the world, I'm not sure what action is going to happen. I just feel that it's going to be a straw that breaks the camel's back, is the feeling that I'm getting even talking to you now at the moment. Now, there is a theory that this bombing was yes, it was against the Ukrainian people to try and get them to submit before winter hits, because war or battle in winter, especially when you've got severely under-equipped soldiers like the Russians have, is basically a death knell for the soldiers. But the theory is also that it is to combat the internal unrest that's going on. Lukashenko from Belarus has ordered the deployment of 60,000 of his troops to back up the Russians. So might be a little bit longer, this reading. There's just a few things I want to have a look at. But what's really bugging me is that I have read both on camera and off camera dozens and dozens of times as to whether Putin is still alive and or incapacitated, and it's or basically I say, is he dead or incapacitated, and it's coming back yes every single time on pendulum. So I don't know who's in control in Moscow. I suspect it's not Putin. I suspect it's someone like Surovikin. But I will just have a quick look. Again, I asked last night, Pendulum's going to get to the stage where it's just going to say, stop asking this question, because I have asked so many times. Right, just take that little knot out. It is a long chain. I'll just ask once more on camera and see what it tells me. Okay, good morning, guys. Okay. Ask a question, please. Ask a question, please. A lot of energies today. Ask a question, please. Thank you. Is Putin either dead or incapacitated? Is Putin either dead or incapacitated? And again, it's a yes. It's a yes. So tell me. I'll just try again. Ask a question. I'll lift that slightly because I want to make sure that my finger is in camera so you can see that it's not me fiddling. Ask a question, please. Ask a question. Ask a question, please. Thank you. Is Putin alive and or fully capable? And I've got the side to side, which is a no. So I really don't know where to go with that. It's telling me again and again and again that it's not Putin that's in control. Okay, what I'm going to have a look at is I'm going to have a look at this Sergei Surovikin. Nasty, nasty, nasty piece of work. Card on the bottom. And just see how it's going to go for him. I'm then going to just do a draw on Ukraine, and then I'm going to, I did bring over, where did I put them? Maybe I've left them on the bench. I'll pause you at some stage. I'm going to draw some oracle cards for Ukraine as well. Oh. As I'm shuffling, this one's fallen out. The giving and receiving help, but this is really, it's almost like a bribery, but it's giving help to some and not to others. It's doling out. And then we had the devil on the bottom as well. Okay, tell me about this Sergei Surovikin. The most recent photograph I could find of him was 2017. Obesely overweight, obviously has issues, emotional issues, which often comes from, well, yeah, so he's obviously got issues. He looked really old. I'm actually surprised he's still around. Okay, this just flipped over while I was shuffling. The Ace of Wands, it's about igniting the fire and a new start. Now, I'm not sure whether that's on his side or on the Ukrainian side, but I can't get away from that word pariah, which seems mild. It seems a mild word to explain what's happened, but it is a very intense word in the meaning it has. Okay, tell me about the Sergei Surovikin. Sergei Surovikin, the general. I've got an image of him in my mind. Tell me about this guy. Tell me about this guy. Tell me about... Okay, well, 3 cards have come out, and I'm actually thinking this is quite interesting in regards to what Pendulum just told us. So let's have a look. As I say, I'm wondering who's in charge. Ten of Swords, the truth coming forward and bringing complete and utter downfall. Something unexpected, out of left field, a bombshell. And then lighting the path and overcoming the obstacles. But also isolation. Isolation, is that the one I'm after? Has many meanings, like most cards, many meanings. No, it's telling me it's shining light on the path and overcoming the obstacles. Okay, but this complete and utter downfall and something out of left field has me wondering whether that's he's now boss man. I don't know. Oh, I'll ask Pendulum in a minute, but we'll read these cards. Tell me about this, Sergei. 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 Tell me about this, Sergei. Right. Okay. What have we got? Signifier card. Page of Pentacles. Page is all about a message being brought forward, but this is about protection. Protection. It's only a page though. See where it leads us. Challenged by a harsh truth coming forward. I was just told new position. New position, harsh truth coming forward. Okay? Base judgment, an inevitable ending, an inevitability, but also judgment being played here. Judgment being played out on a call to arms, rising against, call to arms, and ending. Okay? Putin in the past. Wow. So this is literally judgment. Putin is in the past. Communities. An ending. So it's being a 10. It's the ending of a cycle. It's an ending of peace. Ending of peacefulness. Peacefulness in the communities. Let's keep going. The world. The wrath. When I say pariah came up, wrath was another one. So this is really going to suck the entire world in. Externally. This is my Zelensky. One of my Zelensky cards. Both of the King and the Queen of Wands are my Zelensky cards. This is the compassionate side of him. This is the... we all have masculine and feminine in us. This is the feminine side of Zelensky. This is the compassionate... if I say mothering, I don't mean it as in female mothering. It's just care. But this is also a new plan of compassion, an inspirational leader, confident in their own skin. So this is externally, internally, walking away from what's no longer serving him. So this is on Sergei. So this is the external factor. This is the internal factor. Emotionally walking away. Okay, I suspect the guy has no emotions. Hopes and fears. Queen of Pentacles. So another queen. That goes with this Page of Pentacles. Hopes and fears. The hope is that it's all about practicality, domestic security. I don't know where this reading's going. Let's see where it goes. 5 of Pentacles, out in the cold, banished, burdensome, naivety, dark money behind the scenes, packing up the truth and moving forward, a crossroads of the truth that he's coming to, and then we have this Ace of Wands and anxiety, this Ace of Wands, so, and the Ace of Swords. Okay, just trying to make sense of this. This is the bit that's really got me, and what I'm thinking. I'm going to ask Pendulum in a moment, but this is the outcome for him. It is a confused reading. It's the wrath of the world. We've got peace crowning the reading. Peace and community. crowning the reading, a collective awakening, a call to arms at the base. So between these three cards, and then we have the Zelensky card here, and then we have also about compassionate and practical domestic protection here as well. So this is an inspirational, compassionate leader, and we have the walking away. So I'm getting a bit of I'm going to have to ask the question. I'm really going to have to ask the question because it's sitting in my mind and I cannot get rid of it. Sorry if this sounds a little bit confused. The message I'm getting is really strong, and it's overwhelming the actual cards. May I ask the question, please? May I ask a question, please? May I ask a question, please? It's trying to tell me yes because it knows what I want to ask, but I want to make sure that I do this for you. May I ask a question, please? Thank you. Is Sergei Surovikin now in charge of the regime? Yes. May I ask a question, please? May I ask a question, please? Is he working with others in this leadership role? And that's a no. Those who are my regular followers would have known for ages that I've been saying that it's not Putin anymore. It's body doubles. The Ukrainian intelligence minister said he's identified at least 3 body doubles. Every time I see Putin coming on screen, my mind just screams at me that it's not Putin. What I'm really getting is that Putin is either incapacitated or he's just not existent anymore. Very possibly the incapacitated. But these cards, this is why I'm getting confused, because this is about a new position, a new role, bringing forward a new venture, a new way of doing things, a new business. And then we've got this harsh truth coming forward with Putin in the past. So I'm really getting the feeling that this guy is very possibly boss man of Russia at the moment. So we'll pop back down and I'll just go through it with you. So we've got this collective awakening, a call to arms, and judgment, because we've got these communities. They are literally just wanting peace. They just want peace. That cannot come out of me forcefully enough. Thank you, Meister. They just want peace. They just want their lives to be able to live their lives. The world, a unity of diversity, but the world coming together, but also a culmination and an ending. And I just, thank you, Meister. I'm just getting the word wrath thrown at me constantly. The compassionate nature of Zelensky here. This is not Zelensky, this is I'll read on this. I think this is Russia, the Russian people walking away. They've had a gutful, is that the right word? I don't know if that's a word that Meister would use. They've had a gutful and they're walking away. Apparently more people have fled than have actually been conscripted, fled the country. Queen of Pentacles, again, a compassionate Queen coming forward with bringing forward her energies of domesticity and practicality. And this is the future for this Sergei out in the cold. He's left behind a burden. They just want the simpler times, building a solid foundation, taking the truth and moving forward. It is a crossroads moment for the people of Russia, but there is this fire and passion and it continues off the reading I did yesterday for Crimea. I had a very similar one for Russia, I think last week. It's a lot of anxiety, but again, the anxiety is sandwiched between this fiery passion, new beginning, and this cool and calm, logical truth beginning of peace. Okay, so it's a bit conflicted there. I remember I did get that Ten of Swords before. Just trying to think. Once I've done a reading, it goes completely from my mind, but there was the Ten of Swords and then the two other cards. It didn't look a good outcome for Sergei, but it does look like this is very possibly a turning moment for the Russian people. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just pause you for a minute and I'll go and find those oracle cards and I'll be back in a sec. Hang on. Okay, back again. Sorry about that. Getting dog cuddles here at the moment. Found them next to my coffee pot, which does not surprise me here. Come on down. There he is. There he is, wanting a cuddle, wanting to be on video. Actually, what it is he's itchy. Summer makes him itchy. Wants a good scratch. Okay. Whew, that was a bit intense. Right, now I'm going to... I just want to have a look at Ukraine using my runic tarot, and then I'll do some oracle cards. But interestingly, when I split the deck to start shuffling, we've got the Judgment card again. Call to arms, inevitability, but also judgment, and the Lovers, all about partnerships. So, thank you, Master. I'm getting the new word that's coming through. He's a man of few words. He doesn't talk to me in complete sentences a lot of the times unless he's just doing a real dump. He'll just give me a word, and the word oh, Meister, give it to me again. I just lost it because I was burbling. Oh man, he's a trickster. He's a trickster. What was that word you gave me, Master? Please, may I have it again? Gone. But it was basically it wasn't wrath. Oh, he'll give it to me again in a minute. Oh, he's a trickster like that. He loves to... He'll have a word with me later saying, you weren't paying attention, so therefore... Okay, let's have a look at Ukraine. Let's have a look at Ukraine. Let's have a look at Ukraine. My soothsayer would have had a chuckle at that too. I had a reading with her the other week, and he and Narin were giving her heaps of information, and she would go to tell me and they would snatch it back again because I wasn't ready apparently at that time. But it was driving her, it was amusing. Okay, tell me, okay, Ukraine. Don't underestimate. It was something along those lines, was that awaken the sleeping dragon. Okay, thank you. Did I have something flip there? No. I won't say Ukraine has been sleeping, but I go back to last straw. Just for the rest of the world, the UN apparently have been meeting in regards to this. Belarus are claiming that their border has been threatened, which is why they've joined Russia. Absolute rubbish. We know that. Okay, this has now popped out twice at me, so it wants me to use this card. So I'll use this card. Sorry, this one's turning a little bit longer. So the question was it's literally just Ukraine at this stage. It is very much this crossroads. We have, if you can see in the background, it's a bit hard to see, there's the two corpses hanging from the trees. Ukraine is very much at this position now where, depending on the rest of the world, can go either way. But do not underestimate the wolf. I'm getting this great spirituality from this figure, bringing forth the universe, okay, at this crossroads. Thank you. Crossed by Six of Swords, comes up all the time, packing up the truth and moving towards calmer waters, taking these energies of battle implements and taking them towards the sunrise. Thank you. Sunrise, sunset. Again, this card comes up all the time when we're talking about this part of the world. Setting fire to the mothership and only rescuing what is really important. Holding on to what is really important, but literally setting fire to the mothership. Now this mothership, is Russia. And if you have a look at the bottom, I don't know if it'll show up, washed up on that sand, at the feet of this figure that is holding on to whatever is most precious, are the corpses of the soldiers. Past, death. So they have passed through this archway. This is the ending, and it is in the past. Now the past can be yesterday, and I'm thinking it very possibly is. Again, if you look at the bottom, there's all the corpses of the dead soldiers as death walks through, and this death is not Russia. It's not the Kremlin. When I say Russia, I'm talking about the those in the Kremlin that are authorizing this. This is their end moment. They have just passed their end moment. God, I hope I'm right. Meister will pull me up if I'm wrong. Yeah, Ace of Wands again. Unleash the wrath of passion. New beginning. The devil in the here and now. This is this Sergei, this general, this devil energy. In the immediate future is this devil. Externally, sabotage and betrayal. This is what he's unleashing on Ukraine. Internally, circles of support for Ukraine. Interesting. Look at the difference between these two cards. Externally, this is the energies that this devil figure is bringing, hiding behind the this is all about lies and deceit and betrayal, and he's hiding behind this protective to spring out and attack these unwary soldiers who are just going about their business. But this is how this particular devil works, is to hide in his bunker and attack civilians. Oh God, he's a nasty. I'm just feeling sick actually. He's a nasty piece of work. Oh, however, Ukraine internally has this abundance of support, emotionally and physically. Oh boy. Hopes and fears, another two. So we had the Two of Swords at the start here, sort of almost bookending But this is the hope, that they are going to walk this, that they are at a crossroads, but it is a pathway leading to the light. The Fool, new start. Stepping out with faith and courage. Also foolish of this devil energy, foolishness of this devil energy, but stepping out in faith and courage, and it is the youth that are going to make the difference. Page of Pentacles, speaking of the youth, it is the youth that are coming forward with a new message of protection. Harsh truth coming forward for this dude. So Ukraine, so there is a harsh truth coming, but they do have this support, and we have justice. Nice card to finish up on. Queen of Pentacles, again, compassionate domestic security. What's happening? Okay, what I'm getting here, this is my underground, resistance card. The resistance card within Russia, coming together. They are making choices of what to do, but then we have the King of Swords wielding. Okay, and on the Knight of Base we have the Knight of Wands, who is this, again, this fire energy coming forward in a very quick, passionate measure, an inspired figure, and then victory by the youth. It's just victory, standing their ground and planting their sword in the ground. So I'm really, between those two readings, I'm really getting that this is a trigger moment. Now, sorry, this reading's gone on for a bit long. As I said, they were supposed to be short readings. I will very quickly pull a couple of oracle cards for Ukraine from my Nature's Whispers deck. This morning I was shaking my head. Elon Musk, who needs to just shut the F up, was saying that Taiwan needs to submit to China and just become a state, an independent state under China. This is the same dude who was saying that Ukraine should surrender to Russia to prevent more bloodshed. It's just, I'm sorry, he just needs to, just because he's got money doesn't mean he knows what the hell he's talking about. He just needs to be quiet. Okay, couple of oracle cards for lots of love. Oh boy, floating in that empty ocean, full of love and support. Drawing on the source energy so that I can send it out, putting a lattice around the world, specific points at Ukraine, but there are so many places in the world that need our energy. Pouring energy into Ukraine. 3 cards, please. 3 cards, please. It's given me 2 cards. Fresh approach. Something's going to change. There's going to be a new way that this is going to be engaged. They're going to undertake a fresh approach. The world is going to undertake a fresh approach, because there's no point in repeating what we have already been doing and expecting a different outcome. So there is going to be a new way of going about this for Ukraine. However, be gentle with yourself. And this is for you and me, but be gentle with yourself. You can only do what you can do. So there is no purpose in life to get stressed or worried about what might or might not happen. Just do what you can do. Send light, send resources if you can afford it. little so that care packets can be distributed, but just do what you can do and no more, because no more is expected of you. So be gentle with yourself. So take care, love to you all, look after yourselves.